In the quiet but busy town of Bright Hope Town, everyone knew one family very well. The David family. They were not rich. They were not famous on TV. But they were respected. Very respected. Pastor David was the head pastor of Living Light Church, one of the biggest churches in the town. People traveled from far places just to attend his church. Pastor David was known as a holy man. A gentle man. A man who never shouted. A man who prayed for people day and night. When people were sick, they ran to Pastor David. When marriages were breaking, they ran to Pastor David. When someone had bad dreams, they ran to Pastor David. And many times, things changed. So people believed Pastor David was truly called by God. But the most loved person in that church was not even Pastor David. It was his daughter. Her name was Blessing. Blessing David. Everyone called her Sister Blessing. She was only 22 years old, but she behaved like a much older woman. She dressed well. She spoke softly. She smiled kindly. She helped old women sit down in church. She carried babies. She led the youth prayer group. She sang in the choir with a voice that made people cry. Some people even said, "If Blessing prays for you, your problem will go faster." That was how much people loved her. Church members trusted her. Parents pointed at her and told their children, "Be like Blessing." Young girls admired her. Young men respected her. Some secretly wished to marry her, but they were afraid. Because she was the pastor's daughter. To many people, Blessing was perfect. But nobody knew. Nobody knew that Blessing had another life. A life that started when the church lights went off. Every Sunday morning, Blessing woke up early. She wore long dresses. She carried her Bible close to her chest. She looked like an angel. Her mother, Mama Faith, always smiled when she saw her. "Blessing, you look beautiful," Mama Faith would say. Blessing would smile and reply softly, "Thank you, Mummy. Glory be to God." Pastor David would place his hand on her head and pray, "God, protect my daughter. Keep her pure." Blessing would bow her head respectfully. But deep inside her heart, she laughed. Not loud. Not with sound. But inside. Because Pastor David did not know his daughter at all. When church ended, Blessing greeted everyone. "Auntie Miracle, good afternoon. Uncle Destiny, well done, sir. Sister Hope, how are you?" Everyone felt special when Blessing talked to them. By evening, the town would be calm. People would eat dinner. Families would pray. Lights would go off. But that was when Blessing's real day began. When night comes. Blessing's room was at the back of the house. It had a small window. A quiet door. By 10 p.m., her parents were already asleep. Pastor David slept early so he could wake up to pray. Mama Faith always prayed till she slept. Blessing waited. She listened. When she was sure everyone was asleep, she stood up. She removed her long church gown. She opened her bag. Inside were clothes nobody in the church had ever seen her wear. Short dresses. Tight jeans. Shiny tops. She wiped off her gentle look. She changed her hairstyle. She applied makeup. Red lips. Dark eyes. When she looked at the mirror, the church girl was gone. Another Blessing appeared. This Blessing smiled differently. This Blessing liked loud music. This Blessing liked attention. This Blessing liked men. She picked her phone. There were many messages. "Where are you tonight? I miss you. Club Star is hot today." One name showed many missed calls. Destiny. Blessing smiled. "Men," she whispered. She replied quickly, "On my way." She wore a jacket. Covered herself carefully. She opened the back door quietly, and disappeared into the night. Club Star was the most popular club in Bright Hope Town. Loud music. Bright lights. People dancing. No one would ever think the pastor's daughter would step there. But Blessing walked in like she owned the place. The security men knew her. "Blessing. Welcome," they shouted. She laughed. Music played. People danced. Drinks flowed. Men surrounded her. Some knew she was the pastor's daughter. Some did not. Those who knew did not care. They liked the danger. They liked the secret. Blessing danced. Blessing laughed. Blessing drank. She felt free. No church rules. No prayers. No holy talk. Just pleasure. That night, she left the club with a man. Not Destiny. Another man. This was normal for her. Very normal. Destiny was a young businessman in town. He was handsome. He had money. He had a big car. He liked Blessing. Not just for fun. He wanted her seriously. But Blessing never stayed. She used him. She collected gifts. She disappeared. That night, Destiny sat in his car outside the club. He watched Blessing leave with another man. His heart broke. She is a pastor's daughter, he whispered. Why is she like this? But he still loved her. And that love would soon cause trouble. Big trouble. The next morning, Blessing was back in church. Same soft smile. Same holy look. No one suspected anything. But someone had seen her. A young church member. Her name was Miracle. Miracle was new in town. She worked at a small restaurant near Club Star. That night, she had seen Blessing enter the club. She was shocked. Isn't that Sister Blessing? She asked herself. She tried to forget it. But when she saw Blessing leading prayer in church, her heart beat fast. God, Miracle whispered. Am I seeing wrong? Miracle watched Blessing closely. And the truth was slowly coming out. Blessing thought she was smart. She thought she could live two lives forever. But secrets are like smoke. They always find a way out. Someone was watching. Someone was recording. Someone was waiting. And very soon, the whole town of Bright Hope would shake. Bright Hope town looked peaceful that week. The sun rose. People went to work. Children went to school. Church members prepared for the annual church Thanksgiving service. Nobody knew a storm was already moving. A storm that would shake the church. A storm that would break hearts. A storm that would expose secrets. And at the center of it all was Blessing, the pastor's daughter. Miracle could not sleep. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw the same thing. Club Star. Bright lights. Loud music. And Blessing. Dancing. Laughing. Holding a drink. Leaving with a man. Miracle sat up on her bed and held her head. No, 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 she whispered. She was not lying. She was not guessing. She had seen it clearly. Miracle was not a bad girl. She was shy. She feared God. That was why her heart was heavy. What do I do? She asked herself. If she talked, people might insult her. They might say she was jealous. They might say she was lying against the pastor's daughter. If she kept quiet, she felt like she was hiding a big sin. The next Sunday was approaching. And that Sunday would change everything. Blessing was not worried. She never was. She had lived this double life for 3 years. 3 years of church by day. 3 years of clubs by night. Nothing had happened. No one can touch me, she told herself. She sat in her room, painting her nails. Her phone rang. It was Destiny. She rolled her eyes before answering. Hello, she said, acting sweet. Blessing, Destiny said, his voice cold, we need to talk. There's nothing to talk about, she replied. I saw you, he said. Blessing paused. Saw me where? At the club. With another man. She laughed. So. Destiny repeated. I have spent money on you. I trusted you. Blessing's face changed. Destiny, don't forget your place, she said sharply. You are not my husband. Destiny went quiet. Then he said something that made Blessing's heart beat fast. You think your secret will stay secret forever? Blessing stood up. What do you mean by that? She asked. Destiny replied. Be careful. The higher you are, the harder you fall. The call ended. Blessing's hands shook. But only for a moment. She took a deep breath. He's just angry, she said to herself. He can't do anything. But she was wrong. Destiny was hurt. Deeply hurt. He had defended Blessing many times. When his friends said bad things about her, he fought them. When people warned him, he ignored them. Now he felt stupid. Used. Angry. That anger turned into a dangerous thought. If I'm going down, he said, she's coming with me. Destiny opened his phone. He had videos. Pictures. Messages. Proof. Real proof. He hesitated. She's a pastor's daughter, he thought. This will destroy her family. Then he remembered how she laughed. And his heart hardened. Mama Faith noticed something strange. Blessing was always on her phone. Always locking her door. Always coming home late with excuses. Mummy, we had choir practice. Mummy, youth meeting was long. Mama Faith believed her. But that night, Mama Faith woke up suddenly. Something was wrong. She walked quietly to Blessing's room. She knocked. No answer. She knocked again. Still nothing. Her heart started beating fast. She opened the door. The room was empty. Her legs became weak. Blessing, she called softly. No answer. Mama Faith sat on the bed and began to cry. God, she whispered, where is my daughter? Sunday arrived. The church was full. People wore white clothes. The choir sang beautifully. It was Thanksgiving Sunday. Pastor David was happy. He stood on the altar and smiled. My people, he said, today we thank God for holiness and truth. Blessing sat in the front row. Calm. Beautiful. Holy-looking. Miracle sat at the back. Sweating. Shaking. Praying silently. God, help me, Miracle whispered. Then something happened. A phone beeped loudly. Everyone turned. A man stood up. It was Destiny. Gasps filled the church. Why is he here? People murmured. Pastor David frowned. My son, Pastor David said gently, is everything okay? Destiny swallowed hard. No, Pastor, he said loudly. Everything is not okay. Blessing froze. Her heart jumped. Sit down, someone whispered. But Destiny did not sit. I have something to say, he continued. And I can't keep quiet anymore. The church became silent. Very silent. Destiny raised his phone. This girl you all respect, he said. This girl you call holy. Blessing stood up suddenly. Stop, she shouted. Too late. Destiny pressed play. The screen connected to the church projector. A video appeared. Music. Lights. Dancing. Blessing. In the club. Kissing a man. Another clip showed her leaving with someone else. The church screamed. People stood up. Some cried. Some shouted. Mama Faith fainted. Pastor David staggered back. Turn it off. Pastor David cried. Blessing screamed. No, no, no. Miracle covered her mouth. Tears poured from her eyes. The truth was out. And it was ugly. Blessing fell on her knees. Mummy, Daddy, she cried. Church members whispered. Pastor's daughter? This is her. Oh God. Pastor David's voice shook. Blessing, he said, tell me this is not true. Blessing cried harder. I'm sorry, she shouted. I'm sorry. The church that once loved her now looked at her with shock and disappointment. But this was not the end. Because something worse was coming. Something darker. Something nobody expected. The church was no longer a church. It felt like a courtroom. No singing. No clapping. No amen. Only shock. Only whispers. Only broken hearts. Blessing knelt on the floor, shaking. Her makeup was ruined. Her hair was messy. Her perfect image was gone. Mama Faith lay on the floor, unconscious. Women rushed to her. Bring water. Lift her head. Jesus. Pastor David stood like a statue. He could not move. He could not speak. The same mouth that preached holiness every Sunday was now dry. The same hands that healed people were shaking. His daughter, his only daughter, was living a life he preached against. Pastor David finally spoke. His voice was weak. "Church," he said slowly, "please, give us a moment." Nobody moved. People wanted answers. Some wanted drama. Some wanted gossip. Some wanted to record videos. Pastor David looked at Destiny. "My son," he said, "why would you do this here?" Destiny's eyes were red. "You taught us truth, Pastor," he replied. "You taught us not to live a lie." That sentence pierced Pastor David's heart. Blessing screamed. "You hate me," she cried. "You planned this." Destiny shook his head. "No, Blessing," he said. "You destroyed yourself." The elders of the church stood up. "Enough," one elder said. "This service is dismissed." But damage had already been done. The secret was out. And Bright Hope Town would never forget. Blessing could not lift her head. People stared as she walked out of the church. Some shook their heads. Some whispered. Some insulted her quietly. "That's the pastor's daughter. So this is what she does. God have mercy." She wanted to disappear. Pastor David supported Mama Faith as they walked home. Nobody spoke. The silence was heavy. At home, Mama Faith finally woke up. She looked around slowly. Then she remembered. And she screamed. "My daughter," she cried. "My Blessing." Blessing ran to her. "Mummy, I'm sorry," she cried. Mama Faith pushed her away. "Who are you?" she shouted. "Who taught you this life?" Blessing froze. That pain was deeper than any insult. That night, nobody slept. Mama Faith cried non-stop. Pastor David locked himself in his room. Blessing sat on the floor, hugging her knees. Her phone buzzed. Messages. Hundreds of messages. Some insults. Some questions. Some mocking. She deleted her social media. But screenshots were already everywhere. Bright Hope Town was talking. Blessing thought the worst had happened. She was wrong. Very wrong. Pastor David came out of his room late at night. He looked older. Tired. Broken. "Blessing," he said quietly, "come." She stood up slowly. He sat opposite her. "Tell me everything," he said. "No lies." Blessing cried. She spoke. About the clubs. The men. The drinking. The money. Mama Faith cried louder. Then Pastor David asked a question that changed everything. "Is that all?" Blessing hesitated. Her heart pounded. "No," she whispered. The room went silent. "What else?" Mama Faith asked. Blessing's lips trembled. "There is something else," she said. And then she dropped the bomb. "I'm pregnant." Mama Faith screamed. Pastor David held his chest. The walls felt like they were closing in. "Who is responsible?" Pastor David asked, his voice shaking. Blessing shook her head. "I don't know," she whispered. That was the moment Pastor David cried. Not silently. Out loud. That night, Pastor David made a decision. "Away from this town," he said. "You will leave." Blessing looked up. "Leave?" "Yes," he said. "For now. Before this destroys everything." Mama Faith nodded weakly. Blessing felt rejected. Thrown away. But she had no choice. The next morning, she packed. No makeup. No fancy clothes. Just shame. As she stepped out, she saw Miracle standing outside. Miracle looked guilty. "I didn't tell," Miracle whispered. "I swear." Blessing looked at her. For the first time, she saw hatred in her own eyes. Destiny watched everything from afar. The pregnancy news reached him. His heart dropped. "What have I done?" he asked himself. He wanted to apologize. But it was too late. Something dark was already moving. Someone else had been watching Blessing. Someone who knew her secret long before Destiny. Someone dangerous. That same night, Blessing's phone rang. Unknown number. She answered. "Hello." A deep voice laughed. "Blessing David," the voice said. "You thought your secret life was over. Her heart stopped. "Who is this?" she asked. The voice replied softly, "You owe me." The call ended. Blessing dropped the phone. She realized something terrifying. Her past was not done with her. Not even close. Blessing did not sleep that night. She sat on the edge of the bed, holding her phone tightly. The voice on the phone kept repeating in her head, "You owe me." Her heart beat fast. Who was it? How did they know her full name? How did they know her secret life? She stood up and began to walk around the room. "No, no, this is not happening," she whispered. Her parents thought sending her away would end everything. But her past had followed her. Like a shadow. Early the next morning, Pastor David drove Blessing out of Bright Hope Town. No prayer. No advice. No long talk. Just silence. Mama Faith sat at the back, looking out of the window, her eyes swollen from crying. Blessing felt invisible. The town she once ruled with respect now rejected her. People stared as their car passed. Some pointed. Some whispered. Blessing lowered her head. Her phone buzzed again. Unknown number. She did not answer. Buzz. Again. She finally picked up. "Please," she said weakly, "leave me alone." The same deep voice laughed. "You can't run, Blessing," the voice said. "You made promises." Her stomach tightened. "I don't know you," she lied. The voice replied calmly, "You danced for me. You smiled for me. You took my money." Blessing's hands shook. Memories rushed back. A man. Not destiny. Older. Quiet. Dangerous eyes. Her breath caught. "You," she whispered. "Yes," the voice said. "And we are not done." The call ended. Blessing screamed. Pastor David slammed the brake. "What is it?" he shouted. Blessing could not speak. She just cried. They stopped at a small house outside the town. It belonged to an old church member. This place was quiet. Hidden. Safe. Or so they thought. Pastor David spoke firmly. "You will stay here," he said. "No phone. No movement." Blessing nodded. She felt like a prisoner. Mama Faith hugged her for the first time since the church incident. "I still love you," Mama Faith whispered. "But my heart is broken." Blessing cried harder. That same night, a man sat in a dark room. His name was Mr. Kingsley. In Bright Hope Town, people knew him as a businessman. Quiet. Rich. Untouchable. But the clubs knew him differently. He liked young girls. Secret girls. Girls with something to lose. Blessing was his favorite mistake. "She thinks she can escape," he said, smiling. "She belongs to me." He opened his laptop. Pictures. Videos. Conversations. Enough to destroy a family completely. Blessing's phone was not with her. But Mama Faith's phone rang. Unknown number. She answered. "Yes." A calm voice replied, "Good evening, Mama Blessing." Mama Faith froze. "How do you know me?" she asked. The voice laughed softly. "I know everything," he said. "And I'm calling about your daughter." Mama Faith's legs became weak. "What do you want?" she asked. "Money," he replied. And silence. The call ended. Mama Faith collapsed into a chair. She realized something painful. Blessing's troubles were deeper than she thought. Mama Faith had a secret too. A secret she never told Pastor David. Years ago. Before Blessing was born. She had also lived a hidden life. A life she prayed God to forget. Now her daughter was walking the same path. "God," she cried, "why is history repeating itself?" She knew something Pastor David did not. And if he found out, everything would break completely. Destiny could not sleep either. Guilt ate him alive. He went to Pastor David's house. Empty. Neighbors whispered. They left early morning. Destiny felt sick. He drove around. He needed to see Blessing. To talk. To fix something. But he did not know someone else was already hunting her. That night, Blessing dreamed. She was back in the club. But there was no music. Only darkness. Men without faces surrounded her. They laughed. Her father stood far away, crying. Her mother turned her back. Then Mr. Kingsley stepped forward. "You belong to me," he said. Blessing screamed and woke up. Sweat covered her body. She heard a knock. Soft. Slow. Knock. Knock. Her heart stopped. "Mummy," she whispered. No answer. The knock came again. Closer. Heavier. Blessing stood frozen. Then a voice spoke from outside the door. "Blessing," the voice said softly, "open the door." It was not her mother. It was not her father. It was the same voice from the phone. Her blood ran cold. Blessing stood still. Her whole body was shaking. The knock on the door came again. Slow. Confident. Dangerous. "Blessing," the voice said again, "open the door." Her heart was beating so fast she felt it would burst. She looked around the room. No window to escape. No phone. No strength. She whispered, "Jesus." Then she heard another sound. Footsteps. Her father's footsteps. The knock stopped. Pastor David opened the door from the other side. "What is going on?" he asked loudly. Silence. No voice. No knock. Only the sound of the wind outside. Blessing ran and held her father tightly. "Daddy," she cried, "he found me." "Who?" Pastor David asked. Blessing looked up at him with fear in her eyes. "The man from the club," she whispered. "The one I owed." That night, Blessing told the whole truth. Not half. Not excuses. Everything. She spoke about Mr. Kingsley. How he helped her with money. How he controlled her. How he recorded her. How he threatened her. Mama Faith cried silently. Pastor David listened without interrupting. When Blessing finished, she fell on the floor. "I am tired," she cried. "I don't want this life anymore." Pastor David knelt beside her. For the first time since the scandal, he touched her head. "Sin destroys," he said softly. "But silence destroys faster." He stood up. "This ends today." The next morning, Destiny arrived. He looked broken. He knelt before Pastor David. "I was wrong," Destiny said. "I acted from pain, not wisdom." Pastor David nodded.
I'm truly
"Your
sorry for
action
what I've
exposed the truth,"
Please
he
forgive me.
replied. "But it also caused harm." Destiny turned to Blessing. "I forgive you," he said. "And I'm sorry." Blessing cried. That forgiveness felt heavier than anger. Pastor David went to the police. Not with shouting. Not with fear. With evidence. Mr. Kingsley was powerful. But truth is stronger than power. A meeting was arranged. Mr. Kingsley thought he was coming to collect money. Instead, police officers walked in. His smile disappeared. "You can't touch me," he shouted. But they did. The videos. The threats. The blackmail. Everything spoke. For the first time, the man who hunted others was hunted. After everything, Mama Faith sat Pastor David down. Her hands trembled. "There is something you must know," she said. She told him about her past. Her mistakes. Her hidden shame before marriage. "I prayed God would bury it," she cried. "But I never healed." Pastor David cried too. Not in anger. In understanding. "That is how cycles are born," he said. "What we hide often returns." They held each other. Healing began there. Blessing kept the baby. She chose life. She chose responsibility. It was not easy. People still talked. Some never forgave her. But she stopped pretending. She stopped lying. She started again. Slowly. Honestly. Months later, Pastor David stood before the church. "My family failed," he said. "But we did not run." Blessing stood beside him. No makeup. No fake smile. Just truth. She spoke. "I am not an example of perfection," she said. "I am an example of consequences." Silence filled the church. Then tears. Then grace. This story teaches us something clear. A good image without good character will always fall. Secrets grow stronger in darkness. Parents must listen, not just preach. Children must speak before they break. Grace does not remove consequences, but it gives a second chance. If you are living two lives, stop today. If you are hiding pain, speak today. If you are judging others, remember your own scars. If you are a parent, look beyond church smiles. If you are a child, ask for help before it's too late. Truth may hurt, but it also heals. Comment below. Do you believe blessing deserved forgiveness? Or should some actions have no second chance? Share this story, it may save someone's life. Follow African Folktales by A and B for more stories with deep lessons.